Hello, Dr. Sushma Singh this side. Today in Unit 12, Descent and Alliance Approaches to the Study of Kinship in India, we are going to continue our topic on application of descent theory to the study of kinship system in North India, and the subtopic is clan. A lineage is an exogamous unit. This means that a boy and a girl of the same lineage cannot marry. A large exogamous category is called the clan. Among the Hindus, this category is known as Gotra. Each person of a higher caste among the Hindu belongs to a clan of his or her father and cannot marry within the clan or Gotra. One usually knows about the common ancestors of lineage members as an actual person, but common ancestors of a clan is generally a mythical figure. In rural areas, often the members of the lineage live in a close proximity and therefore have greater occasions for cooperation or conflict. Common interests or actions do not characterize the relationship among the clan members because they are usually scattered over a large territory and their relationships are often quite remote. We would observe that it is common to find these relationships assuming significance only in the context of marriage. That is why we will now discuss caste, subcaste as the third characteristic feature of the kinship groups in North India. Caste and subcaste are endogamous units within which the marriage takes place. Now let us discuss caste and subcaste. Besides lineage and clan, the kinship system operates within the family of the caste group. Living in one village or a nearby cluster of villages, as mentioned earlier, castes are endogamous. That is, one marries within one's caste and people belong to one caste group are kinsmen, in the sense that they are already related or can be potentially related to each other. Caste fellows generally come forward to help each other when others challenge their honor and status. They may also hold rituals together and help each other economically. Subcaste is the largest segment of the caste and it performs nearly all functions of the caste, such as endogamy and social control. In this respect, we can say that the internal structure of the subcaste would provide us the framework within which we can observe the operation of the kinship system. The members of a subcaste cooperate as kin persons. They, depending on the context, work together as equals in the sphere of ritual activities and political allies in social economic activities. Among the subcaste kin, we need to also include those related to the person through marriage. Here, generally, a person's kin through the mother are called uterine kin, and those through the spouse are known as affinal kin. These relatives are not members of one's family or lineage or clan. They are expected to help and support a person and actually do so when the occasion arises for such an action. While a person belongs to only one lineage, one clan, or one subcaste, the person would always have a string of relatives who do not belong to the person's lineage, clan, or subcaste. We have already mentioned how sociologists like Radcliffe Brown followed the descent approach to the study kinship systems and explained the fact of the special place of the relationship between a person and his or her mother's brother. At the end of our discussion of kinship group in North India, it is not out of place to mention two more sets of relationship which assume significance in some situations. They pertain to fictitive kin relationship and the relationship one maintains with step siblings and other step relatives. Fictitive kin and step relatives we need to also mention in passing the recognition of the fictitive kinship among both urban dwellers and villagers. Often people who are not related either by descent or marriage form the bonds of fictitive kinship with each other. We find the evidence of such a practice in many tribal and village studies. We may also refer to the studies by B. Bandyopadhyay, L. Dubey, S. K. Shrivastava, and L. K. Mahapatra. On the basis of the common residence in a village in North India, unrelated individuals may usually behave like brothers. There are hardly any sociological studies of kinship relations among the step sibling and other step relatives. This is a new area for exploration for sociologists of the younger generation. We will now discuss characteristic feature of the second aspect of kinship system in North India, namely kinship terminology. Now let us discuss kinship terminology. Let us find out how an analysis of the various kinship systems used in the linguistic region of the northern zone would help us to understand the kinship structure. It makes up the behavior associated with each term. We will first take up the descriptive nature of the North Indian kinship terms and then discuss social behavior and kinship terms signifying social behavior. Now let us discuss descriptive nature of the North Indian kinship terms. The kinship terminology is the expression of kinship relations in linguistic terms. In the case of North India, we can call the system of terminology as descriptive. This is because the kinship terms generally describe the relationship from the point of view of the speaker. In a few words, even the most distant kin relationships can be accurately described, unlike the English terms uncle, auntie, cousin, which do not reveal age, patrilineage, matrilineage ties. The North Indian kinship terms are very clear. For example, when we say Chachera Bhai, it can be easily translated as father's younger brother's son, who stands in a relationship of a brother to the speaker. Similarly, Mamera Bhai means mother's brother's son. According to Demont, the North Indian kinship terminology is descriptive in the sense that it describes elementary relationships in 3 steps, starting from ego or the speaker. Step 1, the elementary relationship of filiation, upward and downward siblingship and marriage comprise the first set of terms. Step 2, then we have a relationship of the second order. These are formed by combining 2 elementary relationships, filiation plus filiation, filiation plus siblingship, siblingship plus filiation, marriage plus filiation marriage plus siblingship. Step 3. The third order of relationship is represented by filiation, marriage plus filiation. Further, for Dumont, the North Indian kinship terminology is not a classificatory type of terminology because it does not classify the kinship terms according to the number of principles of opposition. All the same, it emphasizes the patrilineage descent. North Indian kinship terminology observes a clear-cut distinction between the parallel and cross cousins. The children of one's brother are bhatija and bhatiji. The children of one's sister are bhanja and bhanji. A person's parallel relatives are members of his or her descent group and therefore they also live nearby in the same village. In contrast, a person's sister's children and cross relatives are members of a different descent group. They are also residents of the different place. This distinction between brothers' children and the sisters' children, which is made in the North Indian kinship terminology, is also of importance in the context of kinship system in South India. Now we see how kinship terms signify social behavior. Now let us discuss social behavior and kinship terms signifying social behavior. Iravati Karve gave a list of kinship terms in North Indian languages. She made use of kinship terminology to describe and compare kinship system in various parts of India. She studied the terms and also used the findings for understanding the influences which played a part in shaping them. The very uses of kinship terms also makes clear the kind of behavior expected from a kin. For example, Oscar Lewis, in his study of a North Indian village, described the pattern and relationship between a person and his elder brother's wife. This is popularly known as Devar Bhabhi relationship, which is characteristically a joking relationship. A contrast to this joking relationship is a behavior of avoidance between a woman and her husband's father. Similarly, she has to avoid her husband's elder brother. The term for husband's father is Sasur and for husband's elder brother is Bhasur. Bhasur is a combination of Sanskrit word Bharat, brother, and Swasur, father-in-law, and is therefore referring to a person like the father-in-law. Here we want to close this lecture. Thanks for listening.